You're listening to the Akinfemi Onadele Show, where we believe in today's fast-paced world, investing in your overall well-being is the most important decision you can make. Join us alongside a variety of guests as we discuss topics empowering you to become the best version of yourself. Enjoy.
Let's be honest, parenting is expensive and many parents struggle to find the time and resources to provide enriching experiences for their kids. But what if there was a way to earn extra cash passively, allowing you to focus on what truly matters, your family's well-being? Becoming a short-let owner with Homely is a fantastic opportunity to generate passive income. By opening your homes, apartments to short-term guests on holidays, you can earn additional money effortlessly while helping other families enjoy a comfortable, homely environment. It's a perfect way to support your financial goals without sacrificing your time and energy. Imagine the possibilities: more funds for family vacations, extracurricular activities, or simply more freedom to enjoy life's little luxuries. Plus, you'll be part of a community that values well-being and shared experiences. Discover how much your home is worth and start earning passive income today at bookhomely.com. That's at bookhomely.com. Welcome to this episode. This episode is intended to be extra notes, updated notes on the first 2 episodes of TAOS. Once again, I'd like to thank you if you've been tuning in. It means that you made well-being your purpose and you're with like-minded people. And why I felt the importance of this episode, it became apparent when I was listening back to the first 2 episodes, why it needed to be done. And I will call this, what does wealth mean to you? What does wealth mean to you? Because when I listen back to those episodes, which are recorded in 2021 during COVID, it required what I would call the first A, the first alphabet of well-being, the A. I have this idea to share with you the ABCs of well-being. And I think the first A that kept coming back to me and keeps coming back to me is the A that I plan to share with you, which is a very important pillar or idea, more to say, I would say idea that does lead to wealth, to the wealth in a unique way that only you can create your well-being. Before I do that, I'm going to read a passage from one of my favorite books called Money, Know More, Make More, Give More by Rob Moore. And I'm going to open up to 12th chapter of that book called Wealth and Money. And it goes, many people associate wealth and its meaning as cash, surplus savings, investments, capital, houses, and other material riches. Yet the word wealth comes from the old English words weal, spelled W-E-A-L, which means well-being, and which means condition, which together mean the condition of well-being. The original meaning of the word wealth is welfare, well-being, while other dictionary definitions describe wealth as meaning happiness and prosperity in abundance of possession or riches. The original derivative meaning of wealth is therefore not related to money alone. I'll say that again. The original derivative meaning of wealth is not therefore related to money alone. A lot of people who aren't wealthy in the form of money state that wealth isn't all about money, and they're partly right. However, many of the other forms of wealth they refer to or desire need monetary wealth to fund them. Let me stop there. When I cast my mind back to the COVID 2020 March, if you recall, I said how I had my struggles with well-being and fearing death mainly, and that led to me exploring things that truly mattered once I switched off to television, which was the catalyst of the fear, hearing people dying all the time. Now, what did I begin to invest my energy in? I began to work out every morning for at least 2 to 3 hours. And I decided to buy and invest a lot of my time and energy in audiobooks. And that for me gave me a high level of well-being. That for me gave me a high level of being well, right? And these ideas, which are coming upon reflection, are very important. Hence why I had to do this updated version as this episode. Because without reading the beginning of this chapter that I just read, I would not have made the decision to start the podcast. Hence, why it's important to understand what your wealth, your well-being looks like, what it means to you. And that brings me to the A. The A of the ABCs, the first one I would share is awareness. Awareness, being aware, being conscious. So for me, once I became aware of how fear was in the driver's seat, I made a conscious choice to invest most of my energy in not feeding the fear. So switching off the TV, that was the first one. Committing to it, of course, but then working out every day and listening to audiobooks every day, feeding my mind. So I replaced the fear of people dying and tuning to the TV to actually giving that energy to investing in myself, my education, which was strictly around spiritual development, entrepreneurship, popular psychology, personal development. Every book, every audiobook definitely fell into that group or those groups. Let me keep reading. So I'm going to jump forward a bit. Still chapter 12. This part of the chapter is called Everyone is Wealthy. I read, everyone is actually wealthy. It's just that people's wealth takes unique and individual forms. Everyone is wealthy or well in the form of their highest values and what they've made most important in their lives. So I'm going to stop here. Again, just using my example, which is not even an example, it's my real experience. We can see that based on how my values were stacked at the time, it had led to me expressing myself in a particular way. And up to that, I've been in investment banking for over 3.5 years. I was focused on achieving my financial success, right? I'm still focused on that. But in terms of the values, probably was higher stacked, right? That value was in a higher position. But the most important thing is to look at the picture of who I was at the time. I wouldn't have put working out every day at the top of my value stack. It was not. I wouldn't have put investing in my development through books as top in my value stack. And that was the expression of my wealth. Because what this chapter here is saying at this very juncture is everybody's actually wealthy. It's just that people's wealth takes unique and individual forms. Everybody is wealthy or well in the form of their highest values and what they've made most important in their lives. I'll read on. Everyone is uniquely abundant and a genius in being themselves. Everyone is uniquely abundant and a genius in being themselves. You, my friend, are uniquely abundant and a genius in being yourself. So that means there is a wealth within you. You are wealth and you can only express it in your own way. Okay, I'll read on. A relatively small percentage of people have converted their wealth into significant cash, physical assets, capital, or focus on cash as their quote-unquote wealth. Still, 1% of 7 billion is still 70 billion. What or who says you can't be the 1% or one of the 1%? What? Who says? Nobody says so. However, most people have their wealth stored in an alternative form with their latent potential to convert it into cash. For many, it stays latent and dies with them. Your wealth might be latent in the form of your relationships, networks, hobbies, sports, areas of specialized knowledge, or technical skill. The way you've raised your children, your ability to lead and inspire, how you make people laugh, knowledge at pub quizzes, computer game skills, or wherever you hold highest value are inspired by and therefore continually focused on. So I read a bit longer than I planned to. But like the key point is that you have your wealth within you. And by bringing awareness to the different pillars of your well-being, just like I did, I continually do, and my guests are doing, that's how you discover your wealth and where it's latent. That's how you focus on the 20% that matters the most. And by expressing that without the fear of being able to provide enough cash or money, gives you that opportunity to tap into that wealth and the best way for you to bring it forth. For me, I've decided to tap into that wealth through creating a well-being community that brings this awareness to people. First, it started off with just, keeping my well-being high through physical well-being and through my mental well-being, learning. But then reading this chapter was the point where I added another value, which is, people have to know the real meaning of well-being. Because for someone who'd been in finance for over 12, 13, 14 years at that point, had never known the true meaning of wealth being tied to well-being, the condition of being well. I didn't. And it was at that point I realized I had to bring this to people, to my friends. Let's have a discussion about it and let's focus on our well-being. And that's what I have for you today. Thank you for tuning in. I think I would leave you with an affirmation, that one of the affirmations that changed things for me in the beginning, or just beginning to get into affirmations. So this particular affirmation has been personalized. It was initially inspired from a book, The Key Person of Influence. Some of you might know that book by Daniel Priestley, but it's been personalized. And the affirmation for success goes, my story so far has been valuable, my experiences unique, and I am highly valuable as I am. All of my future learning has come from the process of my creative output. Thank you for listening. I've got a question for you, my dear listener. And the question is, what are your gifts of COVID? What blessings came into your life as a result of COVID? We want to hear from you. So use the hashtag TAOS gifts of COVID. That is hashtag TAOS gifts of COVID to send us a message in our comments. We look forward to hearing from you. And thank you so much. It really means the world to us that you tapped in with us today. Thank you for liking, for sharing, and for subscribing. You are truly an everyday hero that's helping us to push the message of well-being out there. And until next time, peace and life's richest blessings.
Thanks for listening to the Akinfemi Onadele Show. Check out www.akinfemionadele.com for more info, articles, and ideas about how to boost your well-being.